What is up, fellow benchwarmers? Welcome back to Fantasy Benchwarmers. I am your host, JJT, with Commish Eric. Today, it's about the rookies, at least the impressions we see during the Summer League. And there's been lots of hype on how some of the rookies have been performing, particularly the guy who just had 6 blocks and has probably the next building block in that OKC rebuilding team. Commish, are you impressed so far with the rookies?
Yeah, I mean, normally.
Do you think this rookie class would be better than last season's rookie class? Because last season's rookie class was good.
Who was last season?
Who was last season's rookie class?
Who was the first pick?
Cade Cunningham,
Evan Mobley,
Scotty Barnes. Who's the one in Houston? The
Jaden Green, Franz Wagner. Yeah, that was good.
Herb Jones,
Ayo Sunmu, Cam Thomas. We're talking fantasy-wise. Fantasy-wise. They were good.
Well, at least let's talk about at least the top picks, right? Because of course, the players like Cam Thomas, those late round guys, we never really expected them. It's really something about the opportunities, but the top picks, it was pretty good.
Yeah, mixed bag, but Chet, is it Chet or Chet? I don't know how.
It did sound right if you say the Chet word, but yeah.
So should I just say Chet?
Yeah.
Chet Holmgren. Chet was the most impressive. I don't think I've watched a lot of Summer League. I have to say, ever since I love Summer League because I love rookies. I love evaluating them, sort of. I've never seen a game like what he did in his first game. That was something. That's really impressive. Having said that, the second game was, of course, a little let down, given how he was.
Yeah, but he still had a double there.
Yeah, but still, you can see the two. Chet. There were those people were saying, "Whoa, unicorn!" Nobody 7-1 and then doing this guard skills, shooting and everything. And then the other side is how he's gonna last in the NBA with that Jeremy like frame. I mean, it's basically like Jeremy and then making him 7 feet.
Yeah, true.
5'1". So yeah, 2 feet to that slim frame, and you can see it in both ways. So yeah, that's basically how what happened. That's basically how it is for Chet.
Right. So, but fantasy wise though, very intriguing, of course.
Very intriguing.
Holmgren. Do you see him someone like last year's Evan Mobley?
Yeah, I can see him as last year's Evan Mobley. If they play him right, they can't play him as a center. It's gonna break. I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
it's gonna break. If he plays small forward, power forward, yeah, he could be top 50. There's the top 50 upside there.
But we have me. I I'm very cautious about this because I know the hype. There's been in Twitter, there's been some other fantasy analysts asking, what's a good value for Chet when it comes to the drafts, and my take is that he'll probably wouldn't go past 50. I don't think he'll, with the way we're seeing, I don't think managers would let him drop down to the 70-80 mark, but that's where I like him. I don't think he'll get there.
Yes.
But that's where I like him. That's where the risk reward is better than the 50. How do you see him?
I agree with you. Last year, if you remember, Scotty Barnes went 80 something, 90 something, even right around that range.
Yeah.
And Jaden Green was 90s to 100. Evan Mobley was 80s.
Yeah.
Evan Mobley was 80s. And if we could get Chet at 80 something like last year, Evan Mobley, yeah, I'll be happy with that. But if you ask me to invest a top 50 pick, if it's not a dynasty league, top 50 pick for Chet, maybe not because of the injury risk. It's the injury risk that I'm worried about. He's gonna get injured. I'm not saying I'm not hoping it will happen, but as you see in his first game, he almost got injured. The way he runs,
Yeah.
it's awkward. I mean, he's not.
No, there's something about players that tall and with that frame.
Yeah.
That's not right. Right. I mean, players like the mold of Sean Bradley, those guys, they're too tall for their, and then they have this skinny frame. That's why I said this is the summer league, so we should not get too hype on what they're doing. They're supposed to be the best players there. These
Yes.
rookie top picks should be the best players there, because some of the players that they're with are not even in the NBA, or they're
Yeah.
some of the players, or most of the players they're against are not even in the NBA, and they are not sure to get into the NBA as well. These guys are they have a sure spot in the NBA, so they should be the best players.
Yes. And
And
with
yeah,
Chet, the first game he was against Taco Fall, right?
yeah,
It was perfect for him. Taco was slow, was
yeah.
it was perfect. The second game he was against the undrafted Memphis rookie Kenny Lofton, the
Mm-hmm.
6'6" extra rice guy, who was his teammate in the USA and was his friend from way before. And
Yeah.
Kenny Lofton
There's
knows him.
there's
He knows him.
familiarity in the game.
Yes, he knows how to attack him. So that's
Yeah.
my point. When the NBA players at the start of the season, he might start very well, but I expect as the season goes along, there will be scouting reports already. People know already he will drop, and then the injury risk, as I said. So will he actually reach top 50 totals wise? I don't think so. Maybe average, possibly just for the blocks, for the 3 pointers, maybe. Those things might give him a chance, but the upside is not there. If you're gonna pick him in the top 50, the
Yeah.
upside is not there.
Like I said, the big boys of the NBA would probably just bully their way against Holmgren. Plus, of course, the tanking. I think OKC has another year of tanking in them.
Yeah, one more
Yeah,
year.
waiting for the another skinny, tall, versatile guy in next year's draft. Um, so yeah, how about the other rookies? Keegan Murray has been impressive.
Yeah,
There have been lots of flack that Sacramento has been getting for passing up on Jaden Ivey, right? For Keegan Murray, but he's been impressive so far.
I was one of those who kind of I was surprised. I was surprised that they passed on Ivy. But what we forget is that the player they picked wasn't bad. Isn't bad.
Yeah.
Keegan Murray is very NBA ready, and I think I would have him as number one fantasy option actually, or close to
Among the rookies, yeah.
among the rookies for next season. And just to make it simple, who does he play like? Chris Middleton. It's as simple as that. People have been saying Harrison Barnes. People have been saying Rashard Lewis. People have been giving different comparisons. But watch his game. It's Chris Middleton. The way he gets out of the screen, gets the ball, and then shoots from mid range, from 3 pointers and everything. He's very polished already. He can score and he can defend. So I don't see him as a superstar. That's the thing with Keegan Murray.
And that's
Maybe
the thing
why
with
people.
that's the thing with Chris Middleton as well. I don't think people see him as a superstar, but he's a good enough player
Yes,
to be
and that's
very significant, to play a significant role in a team.
maybe that's a criticism with the Ivy thing. Ivy can be a superstar. Maybe that's the thing. But Murray is good. Murray is good, and people should watch out for him. People hear about. He's not getting the Chet love because
Yeah.
like Chris Middleton, who loves Chris Middleton? Like in drafts when you pick Chris Middleton,
Yeah.
people are like,
He's the safe, what we call the safe and boring pick.
when you pick in the draft and then you pick someone and say, "Whoa, I wanted that player. I wanted that player. That's great pick. Oh, super good pick, good pick." And when you pick Chris Middleton, people are like, "Okay, next."
Yeah, Chris Middleton, Tobias, those guys, right? In the same mold. I mean, the potential is not as high as maybe Holmgren when it comes to fantasy, but you're going to get steady, safe numbers or safe stats from them. That probably is Keegan Murray. How about the top two picks? Paolo Banchero and Jabari Smith, who went toe-to-toe in their first summer league game.
Safe to say, Paolo outplayed Jabari. Okay, but summer league is perfect for Paolo Banchero. But I saw a lot of different things. I've been watching him in Duke. I saw a lot of different things yesterday. He was bringing the ball down. He had 6 assists. And actually, there could have been more. He had lots of great passes. So that's another part of his game that we didn't see. I thought I saw Carmelo in his game in Duke. He's basically like that. As 3-4 kind of guy who can shoot, who can post, very skilled offensively, but defensively is kind of So fantasy wise, that's what I was expecting. Steals, blocks, but if he can pass, assists, add those to the repertoire. Yeah, he'll be okay.
This is going to be interesting as well because the Magic have a lot of nice looking fantasy potential when it comes to their players. And there's Cole, Anthony, Markel is still there, Franz Wagner's there. We haven't even seen Jonathan Isaac. So there are lots of players, or even last year's pick, right? Was last year's pick the rookie?
Jaden Suggs.
Yeah.
Jaden Suggs. And then Kiki.
Yeah, Kiki, Mo Bamba's back.
Yes.
Like these are all, I'm not saying safe fantasy picks, but they're the opposite. They're not really the safest fantasy picks, but one of those guys could be really giving you lots of very drooling numbers.
High upside.
No safe at this point. No one's safe because of the injury risk. Plus they're all playing together, so we don't know how the rotation would look like. But the upside, as far as the numbers they give, would be very high. So yeah, how about Jabari Smith?
Just one last thing for the Magic. It's funny you said that Okiki. He last year he was good.
Yep.
I don't know how he's gonna play this year. I really don't know how he's gonna get minutes. So I think there should be some moves left for Orlando. You have to let go of Isaac. You have to let go of some other players. But let's see. That's why Paolo for me may be a little lower than Keegan because of the situation. It's very deep in Orlando. Yeah. Now with Jabari, he didn't really play well, especially given that he has a chip on his shoulder. Should have been the first pick. I expected him to go at it with Paolo, but he showed maturity. You could see with his body. That's why he was compared to Kevin Durant in some ways because of his length, his slim body, another slim guy. But what's really special about Jabari ever since his defense? He can guard. He was guarding. Who was this guy in Orlando? RJ Hampton. At some point, he was guarding Paolo Banchero. At some point, he was guarding point guard to center. So that's what people might not notice from the box score. Maybe they'll see 10 points, 4 out of 10, not really good. But he was very versatile on defense. And his stroke, he was very nervous. You could see it. He was, I don't know how you could explain the feeling. He was
tentative, probably. A little more tentative, being it his first game. Plus, there was a lot of hype. But, the next step, I guess, the next thing to watch would be the preseason games, wherein more pro players would be, playing in those games. So let's see what happens. Plus, I'm sure he's going to get minutes. He's going to get opportunities there.
Jabari, fantasy-wise, might be better than Paolo eventually, or might be next year. The steals, the blocks, the defense, and 3-pointers. So I would actually be going Jabari over Paolo fantasy, even after yesterday. The more so after yesterday, seeing the way he defends and everything.
Yeah. Finally, Jaden Ivey, a player many believe has the superstar potential, comparing him to Ja Morant.
As advertised, he was like Ja yesterday. I don't know if you saw the highlights. It was very similar. Yeah. Very similar. Everything was similar. The dunks, the fast breaks and everything.
And plus, he's in Detroit, so there's really not much options there other than Cade, right? I thought they moved on from Killian.
Killian started at point guard yesterday.
Oh yeah.
In the summer league.
And well, there's been rumors that Miles Bridges could go to Detroit, so let's see how that goes. But that could
I
affect.
think that's passed already. They're not.
They're
I
not
think
interested.
not interested anymore.
So that might be late news.
That's what I think. I don't know. I don't know.
But where does Jaden Ivey rank among all these rookies?
I'm not as high yet. Although yesterday he hit 4, I think 4 3-pointers, so that's good. I don't know if that's gonna. Let's watch the summer league. Let's watch his outside shot. As I said, that's gonna be the key. Like Ja in his first year was spectacular, right? The highlight reels, but he was not top 100 or 120 fantasy player.
Yeah.
But he developed. He developed his shot. I don't believe that Ivy can develop his shot in a couple of weeks or months that fast. But I don't know. Maybe we're wrong. But remember, Kate is there. And even if Jeremy doesn't like Killian is still there. They're gonna bring down the ball and they're gonna play. So Jaden has to learn how to play off the ball.
Right. I know it's still early, but so far with what you've seen and the first impressions, just quickly, among these players, I'm sure Holmgren is draftable in 14-team league. Banchero could be draftable. Keegan will be draftable. Jabari Smith could be draftable. Jaden Ivey.
Yes, draftable. Later rounds, he's draftable. The upside is too high for you not to draft someone like that.
All right. Plus the opportunities, like we said, in Detroit, he could get a lot more than
for the right build. Yeah.
So we'll dive more into details about these rookies as we head into maybe the preseason or the depth chart, looking at the depth charts. Just because it's really too early. Summer League is really too early. This is just like the pickup game that, although Summer League champions get a ring now, but it's still a little too early. And like
Jalen Duren, they just add one more player, Jalen Duren of Detroit. The center, the 13th pick that New York traded to them. Love him. Love him a lot. I don't know what New York was doing. Possibly. You saw Isaiah Stewart making 3-3-pointers yesterday. Isaiah knows if he doesn't learn how to do that, he's gonna be a backup of this guy. This guy is the real deal. He's skilled. I didn't see that skill in Memphis in college. Yesterday, really, really good. So Duren probably could start. And then Stewart might be a power forward. But if Stewart's gonna make 3-3-pointers a game, another redemption guy maybe.
Well, this is Stewart, players like Lillard who's fallen off the ranks. Could be, you could look at it on the other side of the coin wherein these can be, people might be staying away from these guys because of last year, but this could be an opportunity for some of the managers to pounce on and pick them at the right value or right place. So let's see. It's still early into the season, into the next season. So we'll know more about these players and we'll talk more about these players and their fantasy relevance in the coming weeks. All right, that's it for the rookies' first impression, at least some of the top rookies. Like I said, we'll talk more about some other players in the next few weeks. But for now, hope you like this episode. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel where you get all the videos and the updates of some of these episodes. All right, we'll see you again on the next one. Bye.